Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby. Uh-huh. That's right. The delusion glasses are back because we gotta protect ourselves from the delusions that people are perpetrating across this fan base at the current moment. The only way to do that is to wear our delusion-proof glasses, to shield our eyes from what other people are trying to convince us to be true, but what we know in our heart is categorically false. Today is a very important day. Today is a very important game. It's not just an important result, it's an important performance because it'll be an indicator of what we'll see this weekend. It will be an indicator of what Arne Slot learned from Manchester United. Today will either be a vindication of people's criticisms or same old, same old. It's only going to be one of those two things, regardless of the result. It can only be one of those two things. So as we approach kickoff against Eintracht Frankfurt, a dog shit side. I cannot emphasize this enough. A dog shit side. Frankfurt are not a good team by any stretch of the means, especially right now. Their current form. Big up, big up, big up. Listen, these are my delusion-proof glasses. I put these on when I start seeing delusions and I need to shield myself from them. We're gonna go over something that I watched. I wasn't planning on going live until after the game, but I saw something this morning that really bugged me, and I want to go over it publicly, right? Um, Listen, Lee Gunner, I'm going to need you to calm down, all right? At the end of the day, I want to win, and I don't want to see Slot go because there's not a better manager right now that we can just slot right in. No pun intended. So I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that. I'm not actively trying to hate, okay? I don't want to be a hater. I don't want to see us fail. I want to see us win. I want to see us be victorious. I want to see us get better. But today is going to be that, penultimate moment. I mean, United was supposed to be the fucking penultimate moment, but I guess I just got to keep pushing it off. I guess every weekend when I build up to a game and I say that this is the most important game of the season, I got to push that. And then the next week I got to say, hey, this is the most important game of the season. That's how I have felt for 4 fucking games. That this next game is the most important game. I keep having to push and push and push and push. I don't want to push anymore. I don't want to keep saying the same thing. It begins to get redundant. If I come here and I say the same thing after every single game, it begins to drive me insane. Because as Einstein says, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. But that's how I kind of feel about analyzing this football club. I'm doing the same thing every week, expecting a different result from this team. At a certain point, I just got to put the fries in the bag and say, you know what? It is what it is. I feel like Arne Slot's already put the fries in the bag. What is my midfield 3 today? Curtis Jones, Dominic Soboslai, and Florian Wirtz. That would be my midfield 3 because I don't think Grab's fit. So I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm gonna say that you're wrong so that I manifest to you being wrong. Because as we all know, manifestation works. Either way, there's a particular video that I saw this morning that prompted me to go live. First and foremost, big up to the Born in Red crew. I think that they're all Liverpool fans. They all want to see the best out of this team. We don't differ on the core principles of being a Liverpool supporter. But there was a particular rant that I saw that I'm going to share with you guys that I feel is the problem at the club. Not that what he's saying is correct, but his view on what he is saying, you're ignoring the root cause and you're pointing to symptoms and you're getting angry. I don't agree with that analysis. While what you're saying technically is true in a sense, the fundamental principle you're basing your argument on is flawed. Therefore, the argument is flawed. Again, Dragonfly, it is deep when you try to break down what's wrong with the defensive structure. Second half of your statement is 100% true. We need to be more clinical. That's what we were last season. It still doesn't change the fact that the root cause of your defensive issues is your possession-based structure. That's simple. And if you haven't watched the previous streams and you haven't looked at the visuals, we're going to go into one today after we watch this clip. But you'll start to understand. Today, I would encourage you, when you're watching the game, do me a favor. When the back four have the ball, look at the front seven. I'm sorry, look at the front six. Look at how much space there is in between the ball carrier and where the ball needs to go. And look at the numbers in midfield. Is the other team outnumbering us at the halfway line? If so, if you turn the ball over past their midfield, do they automatically have a man advantage and all it's going to take is one pass? There's just too much space for four guys to cover. Slot has drained me of all my energy. You will have Sobo at right back or maybe in goal. Hey, I would not be surprised, Tony. I would not be surprised. But either way, we're going to watch this clip. We're going to listen to Asim break it down. And then we're going to counter him with logic. We're not just going to point and say you're wrong. We're going to provide a counter analysis the proper way. With our delusion-proof glasses on, here we go. Okay, if you can't hear it, let me know, but I believe you should be able to hear this. We're gonna listen, then we're gonna pause, analyze, listen some more, pause, analyze.
This is the reason why I said 2 weeks ago, Gene, that Liverpool need a reset. You know, the Guardiola type of reset that I was talking about? Now it's come to light. Because they can't pass the ball. And the Konate, as well as he did, he put some balls into midfield. But let's be honest, Konate is not going to give you that every week. He's not. He's not a Saliba. He's not a Van Dijk. He's not half as good as those two players that I just mentioned on the ball. He's going to mop up. He's going to eat space. He's going to win those deals. That's what his job is. He's a channel defender. But week in, week out, we can't expect him to put the ball into midfield. But my issue is with the manager is he keeps talking about set pieces. Fucking sort it out then. It's your job. But more damning is you've been talking about this team. We can't work out. We know how teams are setting up against us since the last half of the last third of the last season. You've known for 3 to 6 months now how teams have changed. They used to sit off. But the plan now, the blueprint, how to beat Liverpool or how to make it difficult for Liverpool is out there. Everybody knows it around the world because whether it's Anfield or whether the opponent is playing at home, it's the same. You sit off them, you give the ball to the right side defender, and in Konate and Bradley, yes, caveat with the fact that Konate.
Okay. Let's break down what he said. First and foremost, what Slot said isn't even true. Teams played against us very similarly in the first half of last season to how they do now. The difference was that our possession structure changed. The core principle here is that we changed the way that we play football, not the other way around. The only difference that other teams have made is that they're putting 1 or 2 extra players in midfield while they're defending. If anything, you're seeing more consistent mid blocks. Because you're seeing more consistent mid blocks, it's exposing our structural change. Hang on, I got to stop sharing this so that I can bring up something else. Because we're gonna go over this as we talk about this. So this is the structural change that you have seen at Liverpool Football Club. Other teams have not changed the way that we have played. This is a screen grab that I even noticed that is now going on live all over Twitter. This is the structural difference, right? We've essentially said, I'm going to put 3 in our own half and I'm going to put 7 in their half, right? That's not a winning formula by any stretch of the means. And you'll see this kind of buildup all the time. You saw it against Crystal Palace. You saw it against Galatasaray. You saw it against Chelsea. You saw it against Manchester United. You even saw it against Southampton. Now, that's very stark difference between the way that we set up against the same club 12 months prior. Give me a second to pull it up. That's a stark difference from this. You have 1 here, 1 here, and 4 here. So I have 6 players in my own half trying to bypass a press, right? This is the fundamental difference that has changed. Other teams have not changed the way that they play against us. We have changed the way that we build up against all other teams. The root cause of our problems that began in January is we started leaning on a 4-2-4. But in reality, that 4-2-4 really wasn't a 4-2-4. It was more like a 3-0-7. So we basically said, we're just going to play 50-yard passes to try to break the lines. That's how we're going to try to build up against teams. That's a lose-lose formula, especially when you don't have Trent Alexander-Arnold in the team, the only guy who can play that 50-yard pass consistently and actually find his target. In my opinion, yes, Slot is waffling because I have my own eyes and I have been able to analyze and I have been able to provide visual proof behind my analyzation. I'm not just saying words, I'm showing you what I'm seeing. So in this sense, it's a half-truth that Arne Slot has said. Other teams have slightly adjusted to the way that we play. They have added 1 or 2 players into the midfield. Chelsea did it all the time. They made sure that there were 4 players packing the central area of their own half, just past the halfway line. But we have also changed the way that we play. I believe that the way that we play, that change is 1,000 times more than the subtle differences that other teams have taken to approaching us, right? Like teams no longer press Virgil van Dijk or Ibrahima Konate. They sort of just let them have the ball and they wait. That's really the difference, but that's like a 5% change versus the 90% change that we implemented on ourselves. What Asim is saying is not untrue, but it's the lesser truth. The bigger truth is that we changed and we're not addressing that. Hey, James is a free man. He can do what he wants. He's not a full-time streamer. Big up, James Redmond. Neither am I. We're going to get into this. We're going to get into this because they can. They can. They're a shit side, and we should score a lot. Let's go back to what Asim was saying because we've just broken down the first part. We're going to keep going. We're going to notice some of these myths that Asim is talking about, or what I would call half-truths.
It was decent today on the ball. But every week in, week out, the reason why he's been shocking is because people are forcing the ball. And Kirkes can't pass the ball. Van Dijk was absolute trash today. Konate was decent, was trash on normal weeks on the ball. Bradley is a championship fucking player on the ball. That's what he is. He's one-dimensional. All he provides is running. We're Liverpool Football Club. We don't just play on the counter-attack. When teams sit off and give us the ball, they expect to really put the ball into midfield and break lines. Last year, teams were sitting off in the first half of the season, and this is not my words, this is Slot's words. And he said, we found a solution because we had the right back, a unicorn of a player. I'm not asking for another trend, but we misprofiled our fullbacks. We misprofiled, and this is not just hindsight.
Categorically false. Categorically false. Simply just like not the proper way to view the situation at hand by any stretch of the means. Forgive me. Slot did not misprofile our fullbacks. There are no fullbacks in the world that can build up with the structure that we're asking the players to build up in. This is not a misprofiling issue. These players are not bad on the ball. They're being put in situations to be bad. Again, we're going to pull it up and we're going to reference it. If this is the structure that you have 9 times out of 10 building out of your own half, there are no players on the planet that can consistently bypass this. It doesn't exist. It's not possible. I'm going to pull up Ibrahima Konaté's passage of play that led to Alexander Isak's one-on-one opportunity. This is reminiscent of what we see every fucking week. This is not a misprofiling of players. This is not players being bad on the ball. This is a horrendous structure. Horrendous. This is a crime against humanity to set up like this against Manchester United at home. A crime against humanity. And I do not say that lightly. People paid money to travel across the world to go to Liverpool, Manchester United. People paid money to travel from all over the UK to go to Anfield to watch this game. Some people paid $1,000 for a hospitality ticket because they don't live in the country. Plus, they had to pay $1,000 to get on a plane. Plus, they had to pay for lodging to watch this structure. And you're going to tell me that guys are bad on the ball? That's your conclusion. Your conclusion is that our guys are bad on the ball. This is a losing formula. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding the center of the park. Connor Bradley, pretty much being man-marked right now. I've got the rest of my, I got 4 here. So I got my front 6 all moving away from the ball, towards the goal, when the ball is going backwards. Look at this. Dominic Szoboszlai is moving away from the ball. So is everyone. Look at the steps. Look at them. And then we condense it. But guess what? The beginning structure was terrible, and you got a giant fucking donut hole right here. Konaté is not bad on the ball. In fact, Konaté is excellent on the ball because at this point in the game, in the 34th minute, he decided to say, you know what? Fuck this stupid shit. Fuck what Arne Slot told me. I'm going to just play a pass. I'm going to just do it myself. Exactly what he does. Isak sees the channel. Right here, look. Isak sees the channel. Konaté sees the run. Boom. Plays it in behind. But regardless, it doesn't change the fact that the overall structure of this is just horrendous. This is not a player-based issue. When this is what I look like when I'm entering the opposing half 9 times out of 10, I'm never going to create opportunities. Even if he plays Connor Bradley here, Connor Bradley then plays Mo Salah, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 guys are blocking off Mo Salah from playing it into the central part, not to mention the fact that all 3 of these guys are going to run and converge on the same fucking zone. They're all going to go to the same spot. This is not a misprofiling issue. People are looking at the symptoms of the problem. People are not actually looking at the problem. So this whole analysis that we have poor ball playing center backs, we have poor ball playing fullbacks, that's a lie. It's a lie. It's a cheap cop-out. It's bullshit. Utter bullshit. When you're constantly outnumbered in the most pivotal part of the pitch, being the halfway line, the center circle, because that's where everything is born from. Brother, you could have fucking Galacticos everywhere. You're still going to look like shit. And we still created opportunities. We still created chance after chance after chance after chance. Someone asked me a question before. I'm just going to pull it up. Work in music. We'll leave it at that. Chance after chance after chance after chance, and it had nothing to do with players being poor on the ball. This guy had the gall to say that Connor Bradley is a championship player on the ball. The fuck are you smoking, bro? When you give Connor Bradley space to underlap, excellent ball playing right back in tight spaces. I mean, did we just forget the Real Madrid game last season? Did we just forget his performance attacking wise, not even defensively? Alexis McAllister doesn't score that goal against Real Madrid if Connor Bradley doesn't underlap and attack the space. This is just revisionism at this point, saying that Konate is poor on the ball, that Connor Bradley is poor on the ball, that any of these players are poor on the ball. Pulling up another clip. This is the guy you're telling me that's poor on the ball right here. This guy, he's poor on the ball. Ibrahima Konate, the man playing one-touch passes. Yeah, he's poor on the ball for sure. For sure, 100%. Yeah, look. Oh my God, he's shielding. God, that he's shit. Konate's dog shit. And look at this. Look what happens when you don't build up with 4 in your own half. All of the sudden, you fucking drag the whole team to one side of the pitch and one pass is all it takes. And now all of the sudden, we're every team that attacks against us. I want you to deep that. I want you to deep that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mohamed Salah being here, he was the first player. 5 guys there. Wait for it. 6, 7. So 7 guys were in our own half. And one pass is all it takes. Falling in love with me. Now I'm in behind. Suck my dick. Like, come on, people. Come on, people. What has happened to football analysis? What has happened to this short-sightedness? How are people so fucking shallow in the way that they view the game? Seriously, guys. Seriously. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? And if you say bullshit, I'm going to call it out. I'm going to highlight it and I'm going to call it out. And I'm not just going to call it out. I'm going to provide evidence as to why you're wrong. You're just categorically wrong here. Excuse me. I have to take a sip of water. Categorically wrong. There is not a player at this football club that is poor on the ball. Not one. Let us continue with what Asim has to tell us.
Inside, I've been talking about it. Liverpool have to take massive risks to construct an attack. But that's what it is. Even today, he was completely disregarding McAllister from the build-up. Because what he wanted is, he said, that team has got Ahmad on there. He's got 5.
He just said Liverpool need to take massive risks in order to attack. Now, I'm not going to pull up the clip again because we've all already seen it a million times. We don't have to take massive risks to attack. The way that we structure ourselves to enter the opposition half is a massive risk. Just do me a favor, use your brain for a second. I have 3 players at the back. They have 5 players in the middle. I have 7 players behind their 5. What happens if I pass the ball and it gets to one of those 7 players behind the 5, but then they lose the ball? Can anyone tell me? Is anyone here a calculator like myself? What happens? Well, the 5 who are in front of the 7 will receive a pass and attack 3. That becomes a 5-on-3. Now, all of a sudden, I have to hope that my front 7 have the pace to match. Or, in this case, extend past the 5 that are now attacking my 3. What happens if that 5 that the other team has is really a 3-2 and has 2 progressive players higher up the pitch? Well, then one pass is all it takes. Now you're in behind. Now I'm surely fucked. Oh my God. Oh my God. Do you understand what I'm saying? The reason why it's risky is because of the fact that you set up in a way that leaves you open. You're bending over. Liverpool's structure in possession is dropping the soap. We consistently drop the soap in the shower, and then we act surprised when someone takes advantage of that situation. Vagina ball is correct, but we're going to call this drop the soap in the shower prison ball. To me, it's insanity to say that we have to take massive risks, because we don't. Because I've seen it in spells this season. Look at the first half against Everton. Look at the first half against Atletico Madrid. One Premier League, one Champions League game. And Atletico Madrid set up in a low block, very much similar to a lot of Premier League sides. Sides like a Burnley, sides like how Southampton set up against us, even last year, because Southampton gave us problems. I know that they're in the Championship this season, but we played them in the Carabao Cup and they gave us a lot of issues. The way that you set up is the indicator to how open you're leaving yourself. The way that you set up is an indicator to how far you decide to bend over for the other team. We're bending all the way over. We're touching our toes. We're really reaching for that soap. And then you're going to act surprised. It isn't a risk to play the way. The risk is not our attack. The risk is our structure. So it's a categorical lie. It's surface level analysis. You can't view the game like that. You can't. In transition, we're actually good because the other team's structure is gone. But our structure is so flawed while we have sustained possession that teams know eventually we'll make a mistake. They'll be wide open. One pass is all it takes. So again, craziness to say that we have to play risky to be attacking. Not if you just build up with 5. Not if you just change the way that you fucking play to how you did in the preseason. Like, this isn't fucking rocket science, which is why it drives me fucking insane. I get so angry and worked up because it's not difficult. It's so simple. It's the opposite of complex. It is the simplest root cause in the history of root causes in this game. If you build up with 3, you fucked. No if, and, buts, or maybes, as James Redmond would say. You fucked. Let's continue.
A flat back 5, we need to create an overload with a 6th attacker. So he was practically playing Szoboszlai and McAllister, especially McAllister, really high up the field. But why the fuck are you playing McAllister if you're just going to completely disregard him from the build-up? Why? If you want him to play at his best, optimum level, as bad as he's been in terms of his fitness and form and confidence, then you let him get involved in the first phase. He is not a tempo setter. He's not a Zubimendi, but he can pass the ball from deep areas.
Again, the core sentiment here is wrong. Whether it was McAllister or Curtis Jones, they would have been in the same area. You're viewing the player rather than viewing the structure. Alexis McAllister, that entire game, was being asked to sit behind the midfield 5 and allow the 3 to build up. McAllister's not the only one who has to drop. Gravenberch also had to drop, and you needed to have 5 at minimum in the middle of the park. McAllister and Gravenberch should have been on each end of the center circle. Wirtz should have played, but Szoboszlai, who was playing in the 10 at the beginning of the game, should have been basically forming a triangle. But because of where McAllister and Szoboszlai are being asked to be, neither of them can get involved in the game. And it wouldn't change if I just changed the player. It wouldn't. So McAllister's lack of involvement in the game isn't isolated to McAllister. It's isolated to anyone who's being asked to be in that position every game that we have played. So again, while what you're saying is true, you are not properly addressing the fundamental issue with what you are claiming. The player here is irrelevant. It's the position you're asking your left-hand 8 to occupy. Two very different statements. One of them blames a number. The other one blames the manager. Well, if I consistently see my left-hand 8 playing in the same spot for 5 games, can I sit here and honestly and genuinely say it's the guy wearing the shirt, not the dude telling the guy wearing the shirt what to do? If this were an isolated incident, I think he would be speaking some truth here, but it's not. It's a consistency. It's a pattern. There's not that long in the video left, so we're just going to keep going.
He can't receive the ball from Van Dijk. We've seen it before. We saw it last season. And even as shit as he is, he can still do it on a bad day. But why are you expecting him to turn on the half turn and act as a static number 10? Because then play Florian Wirtz. Because we saw the result in the second half. He came when he acted as a natural number 10, receiving on the half turn. The manager is losing it, boys. I'm telling you now, I called him a genius last season. But I can give you all the transition stuff. And at the end of the day, you spent £450 million. We bought the best striker in the world. We bought one of the best number 10s in the world. And it's your job to integrate them. Your job. And for me to listen to him on a constant basis, talk about set pieces, it's your fucking job to get those lads organized. And at the moment, the most damning thing is what I've been talking about Liverpool getting in a position to look good.
None of that. None of that. No one is a cloud, Nems. No one is a clown. People share their opinion. They have every right to share their opinion. Don't call someone who's sharing their opinion a clown, regardless of how right or wrong it is. We differ on perspective. All I'm doing is breaking down my own perspective. If you want to agree with that, you can. If you want to disagree with that, you can. Just provide evidence for your agreement or disagreement. But no one who puts their opinion out there is a clown. No one. I'm not going to have that here. But I'm also not attacking you. So, again, just be respectful. Because what he just said is true. Arne Slot is losing the plot. No pun intended. But he doesn't know what he's doing right now. Now, I'm going to agree and I'm going to disagree with Asim here. I think it is Arne Slot's job to figure out set pieces, and I don't want to hear any bullshit about set pieces. I don't want to fucking hear that we've conceded 45% of our goals from set pieces. I just don't. I don't care. The fact is, I'm fucking conceding goals, dog. Where I disagree is, you know what, Christian? I don't think I've ever seen you. Me and you, we're going to be friends. Arne Slot, like, okay, this might be a hot take, but to me, the new signings, they're fucking irrelevant. This whole narrative that, like, we're trying to fit these guys in, bro, it would be the same shit if we didn't have them, because this is the same shit that we saw last season. Same shit. We saw this same exact stuff last season. If you were talking about Arne Slot, I get it. If you were talking about Asim, just none of that. But if it's about Arne Slot, listen, Arnie's not going to watch this, so I don't really give a fuck. Listen, to me, just because you're Slot out doesn't mean we can't be friends, bro. I don't care. Like, we can disagree on things. You don't have to hate someone that you disagree with. A big problem in the entire planet right now. I'm sorry. When did disagreement just become a fucking non-standard? Why do we all have to agree? I don't want to live in a fucking echo chamber. Listen, to me, this isn't about trying to fit people in. I'm seeing the same issues. We're just changing the number on the back of the shirt. That's it. We're just changing the number. The lack of involvement by the players is still down to the structure and not the players. Florian Wirtz failing to get involved consistently, even though he is getting involved, despite how shit we are, people just can't fucking finish for him. That failure is down to how we play. And we've already gone over all of the visual evidence of how we play and how that's failing our players, consistently failing them time and time again. So while it's inconvenient that we spent 500 million pounds, and that's something easy to point at and blame because it's such a crazy amount of money in a summer, you cannot allow that crazy fact to blind your analysis. That's agenda-based perspective. You cannot allow that. You have to look at everything. If your leg is hurting, you don't go to the doctor and you say, hey, doc, my leg hurts. Why? Because the doctor's going to take a look at your leg and say, hey, buddy, not to be that guy, but your femur's sticking out of your fucking leg and you got a compound fracture. No shit, your fucking leg hurts. But I'm just sitting here. Everyone's fucking femur is sticking out of their leg and they're all just saying my leg hurts. What is that analysis? What the fuck? That's how I feel watching Liverpool Twitter or watching Liverpool YouTube. I'm just like, what are we doing? Watching Jamie Carragher try to tell me that the fucking solution is Ekitike on the left, Isak in the middle, and Wirtz in the 10. What the fuck? That's Bush League. Bush League. Guys, the solution here isn't fucking rocket science. You get the players involved by fixing the structure. Whether it's Florian Wirtz or Alexis McAllister or Dominic Szoboszlai in the 10. If the man doesn't have an option to pass to, the man doesn't have an option to pass to. If there's 5 players in between my back 3 and my front 7, hello? Hello? Simple analysis? I do agree with Asim that Arnie's losing his mind. He's losing his mind because, but the fundamental reason why I think he's losing his mind is different from other people. I think Arnie Slot decided at the turn of January to start to play a different way. And it hasn't worked. But every time we dropped points, Arsenal also dropped points. So everyone sort of brushed it under the rug. Fast forward, we win the league. We get a little bit drunk. We just lose and draw every single game from there on out. But we played the same way. But we give them a pass because we won the league. We begin this season playing the same terrible way, and we rely on individual brilliance. The difference now is that it's being highlighted because you're not being clinical enough, and you're not being clinical enough. That's simple. These same issues existed. If our players had been putting away these chances that we had against Chelsea, Crystal Palace, Galatasaray, like if Ekitike made that one-on-one, if Isak made that one-on-one, if Mohamed Salah made that one-on-one, and we won these games or we drew these games, everyone wouldn't be talking about this. It's only because now the losses have come that you have begun to see the light, which is why we wear our delusion-proof glasses, because we're not having any of these positive pussies trying to fucking clog our brain with bullshit. No. I know how to fucking view the game. I might be American, but guess what? Americans do shit better. I said it. I don't give a shit. I see the game better than you, and this is your game. Sorry, I'm allowed to be a little bit of an egotistical asshole in my universe, which is this channel, sponsored by this ducky. I don't know if it's over here or if it's over here. I might have mirroring on. But either way, this duck right here, that says that this is my universe. My word is law. Regardless, all we've done is change the name on the shirt. The structure is the same. So I don't blame the players. I don't blame the signings. I can't. Like in the individual moments that they get, yes, I can. Alexander Nunes, I bought you to make that one-on-one. Florian Wirtz, you have to score that against Crystal Palace. Mohamed Salah, square it to Isak. Yes, we can do this. But if we had to scale our lack of clinicalness versus our build-up structure, and we had to measure on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is each one? The lack of clinicalness, in my opinion, 3 out of 10. The lack of structure, 7 out of 10. While this is true and a significant percentage of the issue, this is twice as significant and the greater issue. So I'm going to focus on the structure. I'm happy to sit here and call out individual performances, but we're not going to hyper focus on those like we are the overall structure of the team. Yeah, I know using fists isn't the best thing. I know I'm like shaking back and forth. Listen, I'm new to this. It is what it is. I don't really give a fuck. Pause. Guys, we have to focus on the root cause. Okay, Donna, chill the fuck out, dude. We have to focus on the root cause. We cannot continue to just sit here and talk about symptom after symptom after symptom after symptom. Eventually, you got to say, hey, what's causing these fucking symptoms, bruh? Like any doctor on the planet. So, again, I agree with a lot of what Asim is saying. I disagree on the fundamental issue that's causing all of these things that Asim is saying. Just going to finish it. There's 45 seconds left, and then we'll break down the rest.
Is we have to concede a lot of transitions as well, where we're making it a basketball game. We're making it a ping pong game, end to end. Why? Because when they sit off us, we don't know what to do. And people talk about the right back and the left back need to get unleashed. That where the fuck they're going to go? Where are you going to send them? Who's going to play the ball to them? Instead of 6 attackers, you bloody got 8 attackers. You think it's bad now? Wait till Bradley and Kirkes go really, really high up the field. Because we don't have a McAllister. We don't have a Thiago. Sorry. We don't have a Zubamendi who can find him the ball. And even our number 6, as good as he is, he's not that player.
All right, that's the end of the video. That's actually not true. If you actually had 5 in the center of the park, that would free up the wings. That would actually provide more space for your fullbacks to go in and attack. Again, no one's asking for, I'm not asking for Kirkes and Frimpong to just run like headless chickens. I'm asking them to be the wide option in a triangle. So if we're building up with 5, Kirkes is that option in the channel. Frimpong is that option in the channel. If you build up with 5, it's easier to bypass the midfield. Once you bypass the mid block, well, now there's fucking space to get it to Salah, and then Frimpong can make his run in overlap or underlap, drag a defender, or pull a defender in X, Y, Z, and the other. So, again, the root cause of everything that you see wrong at this club, plain as day, I can't fucking show it to you enough, but we're gonna do it again because clearly people have fucking issues with memory recall and retention of information. This is the problem. There is no space for Connor Bradley to run. There is no space for Milos Kerkez to run because you have a fucking gaping vagina in the middle. In theory, Konate could come and invade this space. In theory, Soboslai could drop and invade this space. And then all of a sudden you have the connector. The issue is that no one in our club seems to want to occupy this central fucking zone, the most important zone and build-up structure in football. Yes, You are right. You were watching the other day. This is the chlamydia zone, right? This zone on the pitch, it has chlamydia. No one on our team wants to catch the clap, except that this is the good kind of clap. This is the clap that you need in your life. This is where you need to be. All you have to do, Connor Bradley, drop. Ryan Gravenberch, here. McAllister, who isn't even on the fucking screen, here. Soboslai, here. Boom. You fixed the issue right there. A fucking American in Los Angeles, California, 6,000 miles from Liverpool, has just told you how to fucking fix your problem. That's a problem. And any one of you could say the same thing. Any one of you could look at this fucking still image, which again is a still image, but is how we look 99% of the time building out of our own half, and you would say the same fucking thing. There is no player on the planet that I could just put there and all of a sudden it would change, because even if Konate invades this space, there's still 3 guys in front of the rest of our fucking team. It's a structural issue. And the structure gets even worse. Go pull up the same thing that I pulled up yesterday. The structure gets even worse when we actually find ourselves in fucking attacking positions and at their half. Second. The structure gets even worse. The further up the pitch we go, the worse it fucking gets. I got to just pull up where the stills I said. Okay, 16. We go to the 16th minute. Guys, I mean, this is so simple. The structure gets even worse. The further up the pitch we go, the worse it gets. Look at where Alexander Isak is, my striker. I got 1, 2, 3 guys in front of 1, 2, 3 guys. Not to mention, Kirkes, you're offside. I don't know what this run is that you're making. There's 6 guys packing the center. 2 guys here, 1 here. All of a sudden, what are we doing? Where are we going? How am I getting the ball to goal from here? This is what I see. The minute's right here, guys. Minute's right here. This is what I see all the fucking time. Look at this. The structure just gets even worse the further up the pitch we get. Because we're now we're already fucking doing this. I already got this shit up. We're just going to keep fucking doing it. Just find the right moment. Give me a second here. Guys, look at this. Look at this dog shit. Look at this whole space right here that just has no one in it. Look at where McAllister is, occupying the space that Alexander Isak should be occupying. Now, again, this is off of a throw-in. And then look at Dominic Szoboszlai just pointing back, just like, hey, go that way. Go back to Mamadashvili. Come on, big guy. Go there. Go there. Go there, senor. Go. Come on, bro. Find the right minute, because that was just one that I happened to see in passing. People ask Cody Gakpo, why is all you do cut in and shoot? Well, when Cody Gakpo finds himself here, 9 times out of 10, these 3 players, they're all over here. 1, 2, 3, 4 guys in front of the 3 guys who are defended by 4 guys. But let's take a look at what this passage of play leads to. Cody Gakpo cuts inside. He switches. I'm just telling you what's happening in the game. Szoboszlai gets the ball. And then this is what we look like before we cross it. When you condense the positioning that your offensive players take up, you condense the defense, right? So when I put 3 guys here, I condense the whole defense, but no one is taking advantage of any space, and it will remain the same. The outcome here will always remain the same. The issue is that whenever the ball seems to be at the touchline, I always seem to see 3 or 4 guys occupying the same zone. There is no structure the further up the pitch we go. Let me let this play out. Szoboszlai skies it over. I mean, the worst fucking cross I think I've ever seen in my life. Again, guys, people say Ryan Gravenberch is the problem. I'm going to show you why that's just not fucking true. 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 seconds. Yeah, okay. Guys, Ryan Gravenberch just carried the ball from here to here. Where does he have to go? Where? I got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys all crowding the same quadrant with 8 fucking dudes around them. We call that an 8-on-4. We call that a gangbang. The only option he has is either to turn around, which is what he ends up doing, or get it to Kirkes. But even if Kirkes gets the ball, it's still a 4v9. So even when Ryan Gravenberch is finding himself some space, there's nowhere to go. Where's my next still? 25th minute. But people want to tell me that, hey, no, it's trying to fit guys into this new system. That's the problem. For sure, bro. For sure. For sure. Yeah. The new players are the problem. Uh-huh. Hundo P. Yeah, you're right. This is a very similar situation to what we'll see in 6 minutes when Konate plays the through ball. But 1, 2, 3, 4 behind 1, 2, 3 with 1, 2 man marking 1. Does this look like a successful formula to build up out of your own half? Anyone want to answer that? Anyone want to educate the clueless American on whether or not this is a pro-winning formula? Anyone? Could anyone tell me I'm wrong? Anyone? Anyone at all? This is garbage. This is how we look all the time. Virgil's off screen. I have, technically he's in our half. 2, 3, 4 guys in our half. But they have 5 in the midfield. See, this is what teams do against us now. This is exactly what I said Manchester United should do, and I didn't think that they had the courage to, or to be honest with you, just the basic intelligence to do. Put 5 here, you ruin us. You ruin us. You don't even have to press Konate. I mean, Cunha's just fucking walking. And Buemo's chilling. For the love of God, I don't even fucking know who this is. But this is just terrible. Terrible. And it's structure-based, not player-based, guys. It's down to how you're setting up. 45th minute. That's the next one. I'm just telling, you're telling Szoboszlai to always occupy where the striker should be. Like, what the fuck? Like, guys, look at this. Look at this structure. Look at how easy it is for them to defend us. If you pick up the rhythm, you provide more options. I mean, listen, I think that this would be less of a problem if guys didn't walk. But unfortunately, when we find ourselves in these positions, everyone loves to walk. No one likes to move. No one likes to be going at a quick pace. In theory, the compactness here isn't the end of the world. I have a lot of guys in the same area, which is kind of what I've been calling for. But the difference here is that everyone's walking and no one's providing themselves as an option. Kanate will go to Gravenberch, who I believe goes to Kirkes, who then plays one into Dominic Soboslai, who's in the striker position for some reason, and we're fucked. Meanwhile, that whole passage of play, everyone's just fucking walking. I mean, I'm looking at it. Yep. They're all just walking. Everyone's just walking. And guess what? Guess what happens when you walk? The defense can walk. When my players off the ball are walking, the defense can walk, which means that it's not difficult for them to cover space, which means that no one's getting dragged out of position. At the very minimum, if my players are moving with pace and intensity, I'm dragging defenders who are also expending energy running with me. If Arne Slot wants to play like this, fine. But field the right lineup and actually have the guys move with some pace. Actually make the defense expend energy. Because when you walk, the defense walks, and when they walk, they don't spend energy. And when they don't spend energy, they don't get tired. And when they don't run, you can't drag guys out of position. I mean, these are basic fundamental principles of all sports, not just football, all sports. 76th minute. Again, look at Liverpool is trying to fucking get a goal. And look at where I have 4 players. Look at how condensed I make my attacking zone, right? The only places, let's view it like this. If I'm a defense, the only danger is when the other team has the ball, right? The only other people that can get the ball, I mean, this is a 3-on-1. We call that 3-way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys against 4, and you condense that defense. You're condensing the zone that they have to defend to one area, which means that they can surround it, right? When you condense your attacking structure to something this small, you make it so easy to defend. Even if he got a ball into the box here, what are the odds that it finds the head of a Liverpool player in a 6-on-4? And if I'm Manchester United, I'm living and dying by those odds. Like if you just happen to, on the day, play the ball to the right guy and it's just an individual moment of immaculate conception, then amazing. But 99 times out of 100, if you cross a ball into this zone right here, it's going nowhere. It's being cleared. So that's just not a winning formula by Arne Slot by any stretch of the means. And this is what I see every week. Every week. It's enough out of that game, though. Can't fucking bleach my eyes any longer. Just fucking and then people will sit here and they'll talk about how great Florian Wirtz looked and how great Hugo Ekitike looked and how great Curtis Jones looked when they came on. And they did look great, but the reason why they looked great was because they were the only players who decided to say, you know what, I'm just going to say fuck what we're being told, and I'm just going to attack space by myself. I mean, Ekitike picked up the ball from the halfway line, and everyone was moving with Hugo Ekitike, which meant that no one was presenting themselves as an option, which meant that Hugo Ekitike had to just make the run by himself. Look, this, let me pull up this example. Just give me a second, guys. I have to fast forward off screen. Fuck is it? It's incredible because like we're able to create as many chances as we do with how shit we are. I mean, look, watch this. We're transitioning into the opposition half. Hugo Ekitike is about to receive the ball. Cody Gakpo is just running towards the middle. Like, Bro, you're opening up space. Yes, great, fantastic. But there's still two guys in between you and Hugo. The only option Hugo has here is to run and eat space. Number one, when Hugo starts running, it's going to become more difficult to pass because you're using more momentum. It's more difficult to control your body. Number two, I mean, he's running into a 2-on-1 as you're running away from him. Mo and Isak, they're doing what they should be doing. I mean, to me, this is, I guess I might be overanalyzing this specific situation a little bit too much, but overall, the structure of the team in our attack is poor. I really don't have too major of an issue with our transition play. I think on the day we were just a little bit unlucky. It doesn't change the fact that the reason you get transitioned against so much is because of what your structure looks like in possession. I'm just going to see if maybe Liverpool has dropped a lineup tweet early. 2 hours to kick off. Yeah, our U19s won on pens. Sick. I don't care if they're playing together, bro. Ekitike is my most informed striker. Florian Wirtz is the guy I paid 100 and fucking however much million to play. He would. I don't think that's possible. There's no way that both of them are going to be on the bench. No way. The player that I need to see not on the pitch is Mohamed Salah. That's who I need to see not playing today. Lineup. All right, we're going to do a lineup builder, and then we're going to end because I got to piss like a fucking racehorse, dude. Holy shit. All of a sudden, I just have to pee so fucking bad. Okay. Let's build this lineup together. In goal. Surprise, surprise, motherfucker. I'm a Dutchville. Van Dijk has to be the center back, along with Ibrahim. Show. I'm assuming just because of rotation. What the fuck would I want Baggio in here? Robert, son. I want Robert's son. There we go. Now, this is a must. Jeremy Frimpong at right back. Must happen. Because Ryan Gravenberch is hurt, this is what I would like to see. This is my midfield three. Because Ryan is hurt, this is the midfield three. Without even a question. Not even a debate. Right-hand side, I would go with Casa. Enrico. On the left-hand side, I already know that this is just a fact. So there's no point in debating this, guys. Gakpo's going to fucking play. And in the middle, I'd go with Ekitike. So this is how I would run the team. This is how I would set up if I were Arne Slot. It's not how I personally would set up, but I have to put myself in the shoes of Arne Slot here. I know that this man is undroppable because the Dutch connection. Ryan Gravenberch is not healthy, and McAllister can't build up on his own. But again, remember, this whole starting 11 means nothing if we don't play the proper way and build up. If Eintracht Frankfurt put 5 in midfield and we build up with 3, this doesn't matter. None of this matters. None of these players matter. I want you guys to get that through your skulls. You must look at the way we are building up today. Look at the structure. If the structure's wrong, don't look at this. This don't fucking matter. I don't know. I don't know. Hussam does his watch along, then I'd have to compete with other people doing watch alongs, and I tend to scream words I can't say here on watch alongs. Probably not. I'll do a reaction though, but just for the sake of the fact that like right now I don't need like I'm like angry because I have to pee, and I'm like, how the fuck does Hassam sit on a stream and not pee once? It's crazy. But again, this won't matter if we don't change the way we build up. And the build up is a very simple change. And we've already seen this manager do it, not just in preseason, but last season as well. You just have to not leave yourself outnumbered in the middle of the park. Thank you, Benny. Appreciate you. Guys, hit the sub. I don't ever ask these things. If you haven't subscribed, do it. If I can get to 1,000, I will do a $150 FIFA point drop, and I will open all of the packs on YouTube. So if we get to 1,000 subs, I will spend $150 on a bullshit game for FIFA points to open packs. Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. I probably won't go on the halftime show. It's just there's just too much to say at halftimes, to be honest with you. And there's a lot of people who need to get their opinion out there, and I've been on there enough, and I've talked enough. Other people should be able to go and have their say. I speak there enough on Fridays. You're saying you would put Ekitike at left wing and Isak up the middle. I get you, JP. I'm just doing what I think Slot will do. Personally, I would go with a diamond midfield, and I would go Isak and Ekitike up front in front of Verts with Soboslai in the 6, Curtis Jones next to McAllister with Verts. That's just me. It's just what I would do. But again, these formations and these player combinations, they don't mean anything if you don't change the way that you play, guys. If there's anything that I can ask you to do while viewing this game, it's please, please do me a favor. For just a little bit, don't watch the ball. Watch where everyone else on the pitch is. So when Ibrahima Konate finds himself carrying the ball towards the center circle, stop watching him and look at everyone else on the pitch. View everyone up. You know what? We're going to stay live. I'm just going to go pee. Give me 2 minutes because I can't even fucking focus. This is just ridiculous at this point. Give me 2 minutes. If you want to leave, leave. I don't really give a shit. 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Easy. Easy. It was that simple. It was that simple. And yes, I did wash my hands. You see they're wet. You see how they're wet? You see how they're glistening? I washed my hands. Listen, I want you to take moments in this game and stop watching the ball. Right? Like the only way that as a community, this fan base can get better is, hey, you know, listen, buddy. Listen, buddy. Okay. I live in a first world country. Right? We don't pee on our hands. Although, if you need it for a disinfectant because you got stung by a jellyfish, piss on your hands. Guys, just do me a favor today. Stop watching the ball. Just like take some time. You don't always have to look at the ball. Sometimes you can look at what other players are doing, and you'll have a completely different perspective on this whole player FC. Hey, yo, the 5 rules of dodgeball. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. What a great fucking movie. Because it's sterile and I like the taste. Listen. Just stop watching the ball. All right. Patches O'Houlihan. Sorry, I had to say that. I had to say that. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. That's how I feel about Slot. Nobody makes me suffer my own suffering. All right? No one. I'm not going to sit here and suffer without voicing my fucking opinion. Should we just stay live until he drops the lineup? I mean, what? That's only going to be like 20 minutes from now. Guess we could. We could sell blood and semen. 100%. 100%. 100%. What was the guy? Petey the Pirate? What was that? What was his fucking name? There's so many good quotes from that movie. Laser. Always, dude. Whenever like we're playing catch, me and my roommate, I always go, "Ball me, Blazer." Ball me, Blazer. So that's like the best. It's like the best thing. Like if you're ever playing anything with any kind of ball, basketball, football, soccer, sorry guys, baseball, you always say, "Ball me, Blazer." Every time. You have to say it like that. You got to really deepen your voice. You got to over enunciate. He was talking about dodgeball. So I think 2004, Ben Stiller, Vince Vaughn, really good movie. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend. Very, very, very funny. Joni loves Chachi, but very, very, very funny. It's kind of how I feel about this club, you know. I feel like a lot of people think that we are Globo Gym, but we're really average Joes. You know? Fucking Chuck Norris. God damn, that's such a good fucking movie. Do I have a basketball team? Yes, I'm a Knicks fan, unfortunately. I'm from New York. I say that with an emphasis on unfortunate. Very unfortunately. If you guys want me to do the watch along, you can put me, like, you can just say it in the chat. I will go live if enough people want me to. If they want to sit here and they want to listen to me talk about the game as the game is going live, by all means. I don't have a Instagram associated to Liverpool YouTube. This is just a place that I like to rant. It's like therapy. It's cathartic. So I don't have one, but you could just subscribe. So the sunglasses are my delusion-proof eyewear. There's been too many delusions that are being perpetuated by the Liverpool fan community, and I need to put on my protectors. Need to keep these lenses on. You know, it keeps me sane and keeps me from allowing all the positive pussies agendas to infiltrate my Zen brain. So overall, so I stare at a computer way too fucking long. So it's kind of like a gimmick, and I also just like wearing them. So, you know, tit for tat, both. Double team, double reason. Why Liverpool? When I was young and I was in elementary school, there was a kid who moved to America from New Zealand, and his name was Harry. And Harry's parents were huge Liverpool fans. And that's around the time. Well, okay, let's just put it this way. Harry's parents were Liverpool fans. I remember watching a game in 2000, maybe it was like 2006 with them. Maybe it was 2004. I just remember being over at their house watching a game, and I liked the game, and I was like, cool. Fast forward to like FIFA 08, I started playing FIFA, and Liverpool were just the team that I would play with because Harry was my friend and he liked Liverpool, and I didn't know anything about the sport. And Gerrard was good, so I was using them in FIFA, and then as I got older, I started to get more into the game, and I always just reverted back to that first team I was introduced to, that first game that I watched, Liverpool, and that's why I support Liverpool. So it very much happenstance, but I feel like that's how a lot of people just get into sports. Someone who's a fan of something, and they introduce you to it, and then you just start watching whatever it is, or you start supporting the same team that person supported. Global brand, as they say, global brand, like Globo Gym. But anyway, back to the fucking point, because we're digressing all over the place. If you watch these streams, what I want you to take away from it is not entertainment. I hope that you're entertained. Otherwise, what the fuck are you watching me for? But at the same time, I want you to come away with a different perspective than how you arrived. I want the you that's leaving the stream to at least take something away to help you view the game, to help change the way that you view the game in a positive way. Today, I hope that change is you stop ball watching. You start looking at the rest of the team. You start noticing the structure. You stop thinking about the money that we spent this summer, and you start thinking about, well, why is he playing so bad? If I change the number on the back of the shirt, would I hold the same opinion? Like, for instance, Mohamed Salah, right? The moments that he has had in games, he has not arrived. But if I ask myself why, I come up with a couple of answers. These are not excuses for him failing. I'm not deflecting. He has not been good. But when I ask myself, why has Mo Salah not been good? I come up with a few answers. Number one, if Florian Wirtz, McAllister, and Ekitike are on the pitch, or even just Wirtz and McAllister, 9 times out of 10, the buildup is going up the left-hand channel. So already, the ball is on the opposite end of the field. Okay. That's a reason why his performances might be bad. Number two, if Dominic Szoboszlai is in the right back position, no one's underlapping or overlapping because Dominic has to stay back because he's not a right back. That's a reason. Number three, when he does finally get his chance, he hasn't been involved in the game at all. So mentally, you got to think Mo knows he's the guy. So if Mo hasn't touched the ball in the box for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and he finally gets the touch there, he's going to be a little bit rash because mentally he's going to think, I haven't been involved in this game. I need to make something happen. So that leads to him making a more rash decision. Think about it, guys, like against Chelsea, if Mo was barely getting himself into attacking positions, and then Florian Wirtz finally sets him up, there's extra pressure on that because Mo knows I'm barely getting any chances. I gotta fucking make this. That's added mental pressure. Not to mention, you're changing his perspective now because he understands, well, I get fewer and fewer chances. I got to make something happen. He's going to be a little bit more rash. He's not going to think it through that much more. But you'll never see anyone talking about something like that. You'll never, ever hear anyone on fucking YouTube talk about the flow of a game and its impact on a player. You just don't, because no one wants to fucking dive deep into anything. They want to say he sucks. He's washed. But I'm not going to do that because that's just not how I view games. Mo is going to sit there and he's going to be more rash. It's that simple. He's not going to be on it because Mo knows he's been the guy for 9 fucking years. He has to be the one that delivers. And the fewer chances he gets, let's just put it this way, right? If someone converts 2 out of 10 times and I give them 10 opportunities, that's only 2 goals. If someone converts 2 out of 10 times, but I give them 50 opportunities, you do the math. Right now, no one on the planet has like a better than 35 to 40% conversion rate. And even that is like video game level. If I'm only giving you 3 opportunities a game, well, on the day, you might go over 3, bro. Like, technically speaking, you're really only 30%. So it's very possible that of these 3 chances you get, you miss one or all of them. But no one wants to talk about that. No one. Dude, Haaland scores a lot of goals because Haaland gets a ton of opportunities. Alexander Isak gets one-on-one, and everyone throws their fucking shit. I think he's only had 4 big chances created for him so far this season, but everyone wants to fucking throw a fit because he's gone 0 for 4. Well, guess what? If he goes 3 for the next 6, that's 30%. That's world-class level finishing. You only have to get a hit 3 times out of 10 to go into the Baseball Hall of Fame. You only have to make a 3-pointer 4 times out of 10 to be an all-star. Is anyone starting to like get the idea that no one on the planet in any sport converts anything more than 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10 times at the absolute pinnacle? Like the best? Not the ruler? Everyone wants to take the exception and they want to make that the rule. That's what I see all the time. People taking the exception to something and then they make it the rule of something. Haaland is the exception. Haaland is not the ruler. Because no other team in the world consistently builds up to set up one guy successfully 10 times in a game. And guess what? If Haaland only made 2 out of 10, he still scored 2 goals, and no one would focus on the fact that he made 20% of his opportunities. Because if you did, you'd be a nerd. I'm a nerd. Don't give a fuck. Regardless, big up, Ends. Big up. So when we look at Mo's not getting a ton of supply. He's not really involved in the buildup if certain players are on the pitch. And when he does finally get his moment, he's had so few of them, he acts more rash because he feels like he needs to impact the game because he hasn't the rest of the fucking game. Guys, the flow of a game has an impact on the mentality of the player. This is why when I talk about the structure, when we're playing so slow and we're so spread out, if I give away the ball and all of a sudden I'm being attacked by 6 different players at 100% speed after the last 10 minutes I was operating at a 10% speed, I'm going to look slow. I'm going to look sluggish. I'm going to look off it. These are basic principles of the flow of games, from basketball to fucking football. That's just the way it is. But no one wants to fucking view the game. Everyone wants to look at symptoms. Damn it. Can Liverpool just drop the fucking lineup so that I can stop fucking streaming? At this point, I might as well fucking wait to see who's going to fucking play. Jesus. You're describing what had been Gakpo last season. Game was entirely focused on Mo, the right side. Listen, the Gakpo seeing more of the ball has nothing to do with the midfield structure. And like at the end of the day, the fundamental issues with this club and getting players involved begins with the midfield 3 and how the midfield 3 are being asked to structure themselves while the back 4 are trying to progress the ball into the opposition half. That's the beginning of everything. Because if you have proper structure, then you can bypass a mid block and then you can drive into space. It's either that or set up shop, play counterattack ball. I mean, the lack of structure in possession is also why our press looks so bad, because we don't counterpress. And ultimately, counterpressing is where you're going to get the majority of your opportunities. You don't fucking get tons of chances from just pressing a back line. You might force some mistakes here or there, but the best pressing is counterpressing. And you can only counterpress if the structure in possession is good enough so that when you lose the ball, I can attack it. That's Jurgen Klopp. That's gegenpressing. That's prime Liverpool. I have heard that Gravenberch is injured. I don't think he will be playing today. You know, it's crazy. I wear this whoop. It's a little bit of a digression, but I wear this whoop, and recently, like, my numbers have just been like crazy. I'm like, yo, how the fuck do I have crazy high strain? I didn't do shit today. I sat in this fucking chair for 4 hours and streamed. And then I did some research and I'm like, oh fuck, it's a little loose. Now all of a sudden, normal strain. Normal strain. It's actually not. It was a little bit loose. So when it's a little bit loose, and I talk with my hands a lot. So if this is a little bit loose and I go like this is going to shake. And if it shakes, it's going to fuck up the whole heart rate monitor. And if it fucks up the heart rate monitor, you get it? So it's like if I'm sitting here and I'm streaming for an hour and a half and I'm doing this the whole time, well, it's going to think I'm working out because it's moving like I'm working out. Meanwhile, if it's tight to my skin, listen, if you have sleep problems, highly recommend one of these things. The band is free. You got to pay for it monthly, but if you struggle with sleep, or if like you're a really active person, it's a really good thing. Or if you're just like a super anxious filled guy, really, really, really good little device. Gives you tons of different metrics, especially for sleep. Couldn't recommend it enough. But at this point, I'm just trying to fucking fill. Oh, okay, there we go. It's dropped. All right. Okay. 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 No spoilers. No spoilers. No spoilers. Holy fuck. I'm not unhappy. I'm not unhappy with that starting 11. Wow. Holy shit. Okay, step 1 is complete. We're not totally, utterly fucked because I'm not seeing what I saw last week. Now we have gone into the fun part. We are moving into uncertainty today. Today is going to be an exciting game. Today is going to be a very exciting game. We are moving into uncertainty, and uncertainty is where fun lives. Uncertainty is where entertainment is. Doesn't give the formation, but we have the starting 11. I'm going off Liverpool's website. Mamardashvili in goal. Virgil van Dijk with Ibrahima Konate. Andrew Robertson with Jeremy Frimpong. What we expected. That's what we thought. Szoboszlai, Wirtz, Curtis Jones, Cody Gakpo. Ooh, he started Cody Gakpo too. Okay, that's interesting. And I don't think it is a diamond. It could be, but I don't think it is. I think Ekitike is going to be on the left. Isak will be in the middle. I'm sorry. Wait, if this is a diamond, then I'm just trying to get this through my skull. If this is a diamond, my assumption is that it's going to be Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones in a double pivot with Wirtz in the 10. Isak down the middle. But how do you fit Cody Gakpo with Ekitike and Isak? I mean, the fact that Cody Gakpo is starting and Chiesa isn't, that's really my only gripe here. But hold on, let's let's try to figure this out, guys. Let's try to figure this out. Let's change him. Let's try to figure out how Slot is going to do this. Remember, the first part is good. We've made changes. Damn, I almost got the whole fucking thing right. Do we think that this is a possibility? It's not my only gripe, Vader. It's that I wanted to see Chiesa get a start. That's all, because I think he's deserving of it. But I don't have too much of an issue. I'm just trying to figure out how is he going to run this. Again, this is only the first, guys. This is only the first thing. He's changed the lineup. Good. Good. He's dropped certain players that we want to see dropped. Good. The second part, if we do not change the way that we build up today, I want us all to come back here and I want us to say, damn, I guess the name on the back of the jersey doesn't matter. Today is a perfect opportunity for either everything to go right or everything to go wrong. And if everything goes wrong, it will not be because of who's on the pitch. Either way. That's a pretty fucking sexy lineup. I just don't know how he's going to do this. My assumption is that, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think in possession, we're about to see something like this. Who would be the fourth here? Be something like this in possession. He comes here. Again, I'm kind of just like fiddling around right now. Like, how the fuck? Like, okay, if he puts Frimpong in the right wing. Wait a minute. Oh my God. No, that's not going to work. Szoboszlai has to play there. Who's playing? Is Ekitike playing? I'm like trying to think in my head how the fuck, like, how is this going to work? People are going to call me a fucking FM manager now. What would I do? Even if this is a 4-4-2. Gakpo's, okay, we know Gakpo is going to play here. The question is everyone else. It could be a 4-2-2-2 for sure. For sure. But okay, to me, this is the most important area. This doesn't matter. This is everything. We have to actually build up with 5. Regardless of how we decide to fucking line up the team officially, I don't care. I don't care. I'm not upset with the players who are seeing the pitch. Yeah, I know 4-2-3-1, but the question is who's playing out of position on the right-hand side? If Dominik Szoboszlai goes to right back, which I don't think he is, just why I'm fucking confused. Listen. I'm happy with the players who have been named in the starting 11. I got no gripe with the starting 11. Now we're going to go to how we're going to build up. What's our structure going to look like? How are we going to set up on the attack? How are we going to try to exit our own half? Now we're going to get into like the real hard-hitting questions. Yeah, 100% the front three could be rotating. Listen, from Arne Slot's perspective, I can hear the idea that he has been a super sub. I would have liked to see him start, but I'm not. It's not like the end of the world. At the end of the day, we're seeing Isak and Ekitike on the pitch at the same time, and that's what we've all been fucking asking for. And Florian Wirtz. So you're spending the 500 fucking million pounds, and you're playing them. But It's all going to be about our structure, building up out of our own half. That's it. You got it, Kathy. You got it. You got it. On paper, our teams look good, and then we just start to play. You fucking got it, Kathy. Big up, Kathy. So, all right, we're gonna end it here because I got to make breakfast. Maybe I'll come back for a watch along. I don't know. I'm not gonna make any promises. But also, y'all have big ass creators to go look at watch alongs with. We will definitely be back for a reaction no matter what. Regardless, today we're happy with the lineup. I need you guys. Don't just look at the players. Look at the structure. Look at the way we're trying to build up out of a press. Look at the way we're trying to build up through midfield. Do me a favor. Ask yourself, are we running a 3-0-7 or are we actually building up with 5? Don't just be Moments FC. Try to come to a conclusion on your own. All right. But don't ball watch. All right. You know what? We'll go live. We'll go live. Either way, I'm gonna call it there so I can go fucking eat. I'm fucking hungry. Big up Vader. Congrats on the Blue Jays, by the way, Vader. Happy for you. Good franchise. Both those franchises I was rooting for. Now do me a favor, beat the fucking shit out of the Dodgers. Team does look good. Team does look good, K-Mac. But again, that's only the first step. That's only the first step. The second step is how are we going to build up? Two very different things, but at least I'm a little happy. I'm excited for the uncertainty of this game. I'm excited that I have no fucking idea what to expect. That excites me as a Liverpool fan. For once in the last 4 years, in the last 4 weeks, I'm genuinely excited to see how we're going to play because I genuinely have no idea. No idea. Yes, we were just talking about that. Got no idea what to expect, so it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. This is what sports is about. Sports is about not knowing what to expect. The last 6 weeks, I've known what I was going to see. Today, I have no idea. After 5 minutes, I will know. And if I'm live, I'll either be sitting here like this, I'll be sitting here like this. It's only going to be one of those two. It'll be a very polarizing day, for sure. Bipolar will be in full effect. I don't have it, but theoretically I could. Either way, big up, people. Take care. Maybe we'll be back for a watch along. We'll see. Either way, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you all. And catch you when I catch you.